Megan Hicks of I Run Far. I'm with Addie Bracy. It's the day before the North Face Endurance Challenge 50-mile championships. We're in the Marin Headlands.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's beautiful.
Colorado transplantees for the weekend.
Yes.
We were just talking about how coming to the San Francisco Bay hydrates your skin and, puts more volume in your hair than Colorado.
Totally. Yeah, I don't normally think of San Francisco as being humid, but it feels like it now and it's nice.
Feels like it today. What brings you to race the North Face 50?
Yeah, I mean, like most people, I think I was supposed to race last year. Was really excited. That was a competitive field as well. And then I feel like once it got canceled, maybe Sonoma kind of turned into like North Face 2.0 with the competition. And I had a really fun race there. I've realized having those kind of deep competitive fields like brings out the best in me, and we're kind of pushing each other. So
Yeah.
I think I was excited to kind of get back in that scenario where there's definitely going to be a big group of women pushing each other, and that's how you run fast. So
Yeah, talking about like Remix 2.0, like it was an incredible race between you and Io Wang and Anna Mae Flynn at Lake Sonoma earlier this year. You all finished within 2.5 minutes of each other in a 50-mile race.
yeah, I think I remember talking to Brian after that and saying, like, I think that's the hardest I've ever raced for that long, just because it was never, I mean, going into the last mile, it was still like, who knows what's going to happen. I think I'd kind of fallen off at that point, but yeah, kind of switching leads for the entire race was interesting, challenging in some ways, but so much fun.
You must want to do it again.
I think there's a lot of people that are kind of have the same thought in mind, and I definitely see, a big pack kind of working together and pushing each other up front. It's the way I see it playing out.
That's so fun to me about women's trail ultra running is these competitive races when you actually get pack running happening for a while.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, there's even, nice conversations going on, and I think at certain points, we're definitely battling each other, but there's still some support, and, Anna Mae at Lake Sonoma and I, we were still, encouraging each other with like 2 miles to go, and they're there to greet you, Io and Anna Mae, when I finish, like give me a hug, and I'm like, it's one of the only sports where you can go out and kind of like beat the crap out of each other for 7 hours, but then like be friends as soon as you cross the finish line.
It's still like beating the crap out of each other with love,
right,
and affection,
right.
Yeah,
mutual intention of just like pushing each other to their best performance,
which is actually the true definition of competition.
For sure,
working with each other instead of against each other.
Exactly. Yeah.
I want to ask you about your 2019 in racing. So I felt like just sort of watching the sport, I was like, oh, wow, Addie's racing again this weekend. Oh, wow, Addie's racing again this weekend. And then I decided to add it up. And between the start of the year and Western States, you raced like 300 miles.
Oh, wow. I hadn't done the math on that. That's good to know.
Yeah, 290 some odd miles you raced in the first 6 months of the year.
Yeah.
And then for you, it's been a little bit quieter since then. Yeah, talk to me about your thoughts on your year in ultra running.
For sure. I think I've been racing for a long time, decades. But last year was my first real year racing ultras. And so I think I've always been kind of known for racing a lot, but I realized that doesn't really fly at ultra distances. So I think I learned the hard way a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't get injured, so there was no injury, but there was just an emotional, mental piece where I just didn't feel like training hard over the summer. And I think it had to do with, a lot of the racing early on was by necessity because I was trying to get a golden ticket. So I was chasing that at the, Bandera in Sonoma, and then obviously the build up to Western. And I think after that race, like I said, I wasn't injured. Nothing physically was wrong, but I think I mentally needed a break, and that's never happened to me in 2 decades. So I listened to it and was like, okay. And I think it paid off. I felt really good this fall, but I like to race a lot, but I'm learning ultras. I need to pick and choose and be a little bit smarter about it.
So how exactly did you, because that's a tricky thing for people to get when you feel that you're not injured, but you're tired and you just don't feel the love for running. How did you listen to your body and get through that time?
I mean, my career, my background right now is in sports psychology, so I think that helps because I'm able to step out and see
yourself.
Exactly, like that's X, Y, and Z symptoms of burnout. Like let's not go there. So I think I can be a little bit logical in that scenario. But more than anything, I think anytime there's kind of like something like that popping up that I've never felt before, to me was almost more of a reason to listen to it. I've asked, and I think I recognized, I hadn't done the math, but I recognized I was asking a lot of my body the whole year. So I kept signing up for races, hoping that it would like spark my motivation. And it just wasn't. And so ended up kind of taking a big break that I think I really needed and have felt really great this cycle for this. So I think it's hard to recognize in the moment. Like you said, it's challenging, I think, to pull the plug or just take a step back, but usually I think you feel better once you do.
Mm. The courses for races like Sonoma and North Face 50 are pretty particular,
Mm-hmm.
like non-technical terrain.
Yes.
Like never flat, always rolling,
Right.
kind of arrhythmic.
Yep.
I find like out in the Mountain West, like Colorado, it's kind of hard to mimic that terrain because we have like a lot of sustained climbs
Yep.
and lots of technical trails. How have you trained in particular for North Face?
Yeah, you're right. I think looking at the course map, I was kind of surprised to see how much elevation gain there is, because I'm like, where? There's like no big
How
hills.
does it add up to be
But
that much?
exactly, but just so many small hills. And yeah, in Colorado, you might knock it all out in an 8 mile climb and then turn
Yeah.
and bomb for 8 miles. It's very different. So I did a lot of dirt road running versus
Okay.
the trails, which ended up being good because there's been so much snow that the trails were pretty out of commission the last few weeks anyway. So
Uh-huh.
it's good that I think the dirt roads still serve well for this course. And I actually would just pick like maybe a 5 mile section and just kind of go back and forth to try and mimic, the transitions as much as possible, because
Yeah.
it's not a standard part of my training.
Yeah. To try to get comfortable with the arrhythmic feeling
Right.
of
Never getting into a groove, really.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Lake Sonoma was quite a like trifecta for you and EO and Anna May. You came out of that battle third.
Yeah.
I guess you're coming to this race with like maybe higher goals, higher expectations, or is it like if I run as well as I ran that day, I'm going to be happy with myself? Or
Yeah.
where's your head?
I think both. I mean, I think I'm probably fitter than I have been in a long time. And,
Okay.
last year I was in grad school, so training was important, but it was on the back burner. And so, since graduating in June, I've had a lot more time to prioritize training, and I think that's paid off. But I could look at the start list and pick 5, 6, 7 women that could win tomorrow. And
In addition to the three of you.
yes,
Right,
right, exactly. So of course, I think I have a shot and will put my hat in it, but I will have no illusions of it being easy or a sure thing. And I think, like Sonoma, I put the best race together I could on that day, and that was third, and it would have been awesome if it was first, but I can look back and see nowhere where I could have done anything different. So
Yeah.
if that's the same case tomorrow and I'm fifth, then that's what my day was. But definitely ready to throw down the best effort I have and see where that puts me.
Control the variables you can
Exactly,
control.
yeah.
And yeah. Well, right on, and good luck to you.
Thank you.
Have a fun adventure through the Marin Headlands.
Yes, I'm excited about it. Thanks.
Good luck.
Thanks.